7 years ago, we open to Horizon City Center on a bright, clear-skied day. A consistent flow of cars cycle through the roundabout in front of City Hall, and in the middle of the roundabout is a concrete park where many people have gathered to enjoy the midday sunshine. And as our comic paints panel upon panel of establishing shots, we see an unfamiliar voice begin narration. It was easier as a kid. I wasn't afraid not to laugh. The humor was lost on me. 5 panels. A young couple walk through the park, holding hands, laughing and teasing each other. One steals a glance at the other. Looking away, the other then takes their glance. The expression on both their faces is that of forever. I suppose I spent so much time reading, because I wanted to know more than one life could learn. But that's all determined, too. Words can't breathe. 4 panels. The young couple whisper to each other. The neon orange sign of a nearby food cart reads, Harold's Deep Fried Hamdoggers. From within the cart, the plump man with a patchy beard and carefree smile wishes the young couple a good day. The young couple laugh and wish him the same. Sometimes I'd rewrite the stories I read. Have you ever killed words with your own? Ever had the luxury of murdering an idea? 3 panels. 5 teenagers, 1 non-human and the rest sporting various body mods, approach Harold's deep-fried hamdoggers. The plump man with a patchy beard and carefree smile hands over a bundle of hamdoggers on sticks to the teens. As they leave, one teen makes a snide comment on the plump man's patchy beard, and there's now more care to his smile than he'd ever admit. What bothered me the most, I think, is that you can't veer away from the sidewalk. You'll get smeared by a car. But there's something devious about being able to choose the ending, isn't there? 2 panels. The teenagers pass a kid, about 10 years old, sitting and reading next to the fountain at the center of the park. Projected into the spewed and falling water of the fountain are the words, Horizon City, where hope is always on the horizon. Here's the joke. I'll forgive you if you forget to laugh. 1 panel. A shadow looms over the kid reading by the fountain, and from out of panel, a twisted speech bubble reads, I need your help. In a world of right and wrong, there is only one choice for a rational mind to make.
I got annoyed with that.
With push to talk?
Yeah. I mean, it makes it really difficult. Like, if you want to laugh at something, it's really awkward because you have to, like, push and then laugh. It just feels so ingenuine.
It's only if you want other people to hear you laughing. You can't just laugh.
Yeah, but It's kind of weird. Like, I don't know. I want people to know that their jokes were funny.
Then type LOL like a normal person.
Oh, well, I don't know.
LMAO if you're really feeling it.
You'll find your stride somehow, Danielle.
I would just rather leave it like this.
You could try to bring back the raffle if you want.
Yeah.
Haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Wow.
I've always wanted to know how to make a raffle copter.
Someday you'll figure it out. Hello everyone, this is Chris coming in at the beginning of the issue yet again because I have yet another announcement. This one involves free stuff, so it should be fun to listen to. Listen, we've been doing this for a while now. We've been recording tons of stuff. We have tons of stuff backlogged. And I think it's about time, especially since we're starting our final arc of Volume 1, to give back to our friends and fans. So, what are we giving away? I can hear you yelling at your computer screen / phone / I don't know how other people listen to podcasts, but I can hear you yelling it. And the answer is, listen, I want to throw money at Magpie Games for making masks. I've had a lot of fun with the system, and I feel like switching to something so focused on narrative and storytelling with such different mechanics than I'm used to has really helped me grow as a DM, as a GM. So I want to support them, and I want to give back to you guys. And the way I'm going to do that is our top winner is going to receive a Masks core book, and then 4 runner-ups are going to receive dice sets from, hopefully, Magpie Games. As of the date I'm recording this, their official Masks dice, which are 2d6 with mask symbols on it. They're very cute. Their official dice are currently listed as out of stock. I'm looking into seeing if they will be in stock come the end of our giveaway. If not, for some reason, I will still buy 4 runners-up dice sets of some sort. We will have up to 5 winners. Top place gets the Mask core book, and 4 runner-ups get dice of some sort. Hopefully masks. If not, then some other dice sets that we'll agree on when we get there. Either way, I know you guys like free stuff. Everyone likes free stuff. How can you enter? Well, there's tons of ways to get entries into this. We're going to choose winners at complete random. So the more times you enter into the contest, the more likely it is that you'll actually win. How do you enter? First of all, if you join our Discord and react to the announcement of this giveaway, we're going to give you 2 entries. Second, leave us a review on iTunes / Apple Podcasts. That's 1 entry. If you DM me on Twitter or Discord telling me that you left us this review so I have an easier time matching a way to contact you with your review, then that's another entry. So basically you can leave a review on iTunes and then tell me you left a review, 2 entries, boom, done. This also applies for other podcasting services that have reviews. I'm focusing on iTunes because that's the easiest one for me to really sift through, but I understand that Castbox and Podcast Addict also have reviews. So if you leave a review on a service that isn't iTunes or Apple Podcasts, / Apple Podcasts, I guess. I don't know what it's being called these days. If you leave a review somewhere else, let me know so I can make sure that you get an entry. Other ways to get entries. Every Tuesday, we have an automatic Twitter announcement that our newest episode of Horizon has been released. If you retweet that on Tuesday, you get an entry. Every Saturday, I follow up with another advertisement saying, hey, this issue came out this week. If you missed it, you should probably listen. If you retweet that on Saturday, you can get another entry. Lastly, throughout the course of this giveaway, every Monday I intend to remind the Twitter community, hey, we're doing a cool giveaway. You should join us and hang out. Let's have fun. If you retweet that giveaway announcement on Monday, you will get another entry. And that's per week. So every Tuesday, every Saturday, and every Monday, Critically Accursed makes a Twitter announcement. Retweet that on the same day at some point. Boom, new entry. That's a lot of ways to enter. Long and short of it is, if you want a review, hey, scroll down, check out the issue description here. I'm going to list all this out. You can take notes. You can make sure that you enter as many times as possible. And hopefully we'll be able to hook you up with some free masks-related merchandise. Winners of the contest will be chosen on Sunday, April 11th, but they won't be announced until our issue 15 releases on Tuesday, April 13th. That will be the first time anyone will be aware of who won this giveaway. We'll make another announcement at the beginning of issue 15. On April 14th, the day after, we will officially announce our winners on Twitter. Hopefully I will have been able to reach out to the winners, say, hey, you won, this is what you're getting. If at that time the people who won have something they want to plug, if they're a content creator, if they just follow something or someone else who's doing podcasting, who's doing super cool tabletop stuff, we're also going to plug that content. So I'll talk to you, I'll say, hey, you won, is there anything you want me to plug in my official announcement? And you can let me know. I know this is kind of a long-winded message, so just to wrap up, we're doing a giveaway. It runs from today, March 16th, through Sunday, April 11th. Scroll down for a list of prizes and ways to enter. We've been having a lot of fun doing this podcast. It's an incredible amount of work, truth be told. But we have tons more ideas. There's so much that I want to do. There's so many more game systems I want to explore, stories I want to tell, and things that I want to develop in a community. And the only real way that I can manage to do all of that is by continuing to grow. And I'm hoping that this not only helps us grow as a podcast and a community builder, but also helps give something back, not only to the fans of our show and what we're doing, but also to Magpie Games by buying more of their stuff. All that said, here's issue 11. Please enjoy, and I'll catch you next time. Hello, entire internet. This is Chris of a Critically Accursed podcast, bringing issue number 11 and potentially 12 of our game of Horizon, a tabletop RPG in the Masks subsystem of Powered by the Apocalypse. And here with me today is literally everyone. All 5 players are sitting in the same Discord room as myself. I think that what I want to do is I'm just going to go down the Discord list and ask everyone to make an introduction, to say hello. And also with that hello, I'm going to ask everyone a question because fuck you guys. And Danielle has the lucky first spot on the Discord list. So Danielle, would you like to say hi to the internet?
No, but I'll do it anyway. Hi.
That's fair. Danielle, you are the player of Madison Myers, a.k.a. Sky Valor. And how are you feeling about game today?
You
can be honest.
No, I'm feeling like something interesting's gonna happen.
God, I hope so. Danielle, here's a question out of left field. Can you tell me what your favorite color is?
Mine personally?
No, the other Danielle's.
I thought you meant like my character.
Yeah, give me yours personally.
Oh, mine? Okay.
Yeah.
Either pink or black, depending on the day.
Depending on the day. So like Tuesdays are pink days and Fridays are black days, or am I missing the point?
Yeah, no, I mean, so I like black for a lot of things. Like, I pretty much wear black, but pink adds a nice pop of color.
That's fair. I don't pretend to have a fashion sense, but that sounds like it makes sense to me.
I just mean in general. It brightens it up, you know?
Yeah, sure. Sure, I'll take your word for that. Maybe I'll start changing the colors of my outfits into pink and black. I think it'll be a real hit at the office. All right, Danielle, I'm done with you. I'm going to move on. Alan, you're next on the Discord list. Would you like to say something to the internet? It doesn't need to be hello, but it could be whatever you want.
How about a good evening?
Nice, it is evening here. So, Alan, how are you feeling about today's upcoming group session?
I'm excited, but a little nervous.
Yeah, me too.
Who knows what will happen with this group?
I'm expecting everything
virtually
to fall apart. Yeah. Alan, question for you. What is your favorite movie?
Currently? Probably.
Yeah, right this second.
Right this second, probably the Lego Movie.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I didn't know that.
It's pretty awesome.
That's not a bad choice.
Thanks,
I also enjoyed the Lego Movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. I'm taking notes. Hold on. Just let me get my Alan notebook. It's several hundred pages long of all the things I've learned about you.
I was going to say, it's got to be fairly thick by now.
Yeah, there's 3 C's in the thickness of this notebook.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so Alan, you're playing Tate Temple, the Doomed, right?
Indeed.
Nice. I'm interested to see just how doomed you really are today.
Yeah, I am excited to see how bad things go for him.
Yes, wonderful, and I'm sure it'll be all your fault.
Always.
All right, so next on my Discord list is Alex, the player of Todd, a.k.a. The Delinquents. Alex, any words for the internet?
Well, saw, dude.
Great, he's back. Uh, fucking
Chad never leaves.
yeah, Chad never leaves. Chad is here forever. Alex, this is an exciting day. You're not on your own anymore. You have 4 other buddies to play a superhero game with. Are you hyped? Are you not hyped?
I have 4 accomplices to do bad things with.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't go wrong at all whatsoever.
Oh, you meant in game.
Yeah, I guess so. Like, you can't really meet up with these people in real life anymore. It's illegal.
Oh yeah,
probably.
that's right. Oh, there is something I have to say. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, follow the YouTube channel, ring that bell.
I hate you so much.
We're still looking forward to that Raid Shadow Legends sponsor.
Yeah, you know what? This reminds me, Alex. The question I'm going to ask you is, what is your favorite YouTube channel?
Oh, that's easy. Critically Accursed.
Oh, how come? They sound like a bunch of losers.
Oh, no. They're these great guys who do some real fun Let's Plays, and my favorite one is definitely their Heavy Rain, because I love watching that one guy who got his hands eaten scream.
Yeah, what was his name? Was it James?
Jeffrey?
Jeffrey? It was a J name, I'm pretty sure. Jack?
Joseph.
Probably Jack. Yeah, I don't know. We'll think on it. We'll circle back around to this and figure out who the missing eaten member of the Critically Accursed crew is. Cool. I think that's all the questions I have for you right now. Alex, I would like to move on to the person that I've referred to as the best of us for very good reasons. Memats, you're also joining us today.
So they say.
So they say. Mm-hmm. Any words of encouragement for the internet, for everyone that's listening to you right now?
That's a lot of pressure.
Isn't it?
Yep.
Nice. Good.
Got him.
Memat.
Got him.
Yeah, flawless. I'm inspired. Mm-hmm. So, Memat, you're playing Recharge? James Pepper?
James Pepper, Recharge.
And I take it that you're excited to be here and roll a couple of dice tonight.
Always excited to be here and roll dice.
Nice. Good. Matt, my question for you today is, what is your favorite food to cook?
Type of food or food in general?
Yeah, type of food is fine.
Type of food? I like cooking Asian food or Mexican food. I'm pretty good with both of those.
Great. I'm going to keep that in mind. Do you mind if I throw some orders into the mail for you? And then you can just send them back to me through the mail?
Yeah, mailbox is open.
Perfect. Gotcha. Great. I'm looking forward to it.
Mailbox is open. Venmo's open. Let me know.
Yes. Entire internet, let me, Matt, know. He will cook food for you and ship it to you via the mail. Great. Yeah. So that's everyone I care about. So I think we can... Oh, no, there's one more person here that I almost forgot about.
You called him a person.
Seth, you're also here.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can skip me.
No, I'm sure someone out there liked your prelude and your other session. I do. I like Seraph's story. Seth, you and I have been gaming together for a very long time. And I'm going to regret saying this, but I'm glad to have you here playing in this game of Teenage Superheroes.
I knew we were friends.
Seth, the character you're playing is the transformed. He's going by Seraph now when he's in his, I don't want to say costume, because it's kind of like a lack of a costume, right?
Yeah, I think when crime fighting happens, he will likely introduce himself as Seraph.
Makes sense. Good. I'm glad that name sticks. I think you made it up anyways, and I just ran with it.
This is true.
Yes. So how are you feeling about today's session? Psyched? Not psyched?
I'm fucking hyped, bud. Let's do this.
Damn. Yeah. Hella. Let's go. Cool. Yeah. Seth, I do have a question for you. If you had to recommend to me one song, what song would you recommend that I listen to?
Little Cat Steps by Feed Me.
Can you type that out in chat and I'll listen to it after session?
Oh, for sure, bud. It's a banger.
Thanks. Cool. Yeah, I'll do it. I have no idea what to expect, but if anyone who wants to follow along and listen to that randomly, by all means, go do so. I think that's it. Unless anyone has a random question for me. I'd ask my own question to myself, but that's weird.
I have one. What's your favorite TV show from the last 5 years?
That I've watched within the last 5 years, or that's come out in the last 5 years?
That's come out in the last 5 years.
I think Punisher and Daredevil were pretty top tier. If I had to pick one, it'd be The Punisher. I really enjoyed that.
Solid stuff. Okay, I think that's all my questions for you for now.
Cool.
So that said, let's go ahead and move on and get this going.
Yeah. Hello, let's do it. Let's be some hormonal superheroes and see how the shit show really gets started. There'll be a cut there, it'll be super cool, we'll shift, there'll be music, and then we'll lead into actual stuff.
Why is it leaning? Why can't we just jump into the other stuff?
And because I want to take a fucking sip of water. Jesus Christ, Alex.
No water. Straight through, no breathing.
Alright, so I'm going to start by setting the scene as it would be. And the scene today is Horizon City downtown. The streets are full with celebrations. It is Remembrance Day, after all. So there's food stalls and games and really, really shitty carnival rides. There's crowds of people meandering down a variety of streets. Streets are blocked off, and the highest concentration of people right now, it's like mid-afternoon. The highest concentration of people, they're gathered at City Center. It's like a kind of a large town square, I guess. There's a nice open field, but in the field is this large structure of some sort. Not a building or anything. Most likely a monument, and there's a tarp over it. It's certainly something that's going to be unveiled during the ceremony. And there's tons of people gathered around, and there's a nice stage set up for the mayor and some other people to give speeches before the official celebrations really kick off, and everyone in Horizon City starts partying wild and getting super drunk and crazy and all that cool, fun stuff. In the midst of all of this, there are a lot of things going on. But today we're going to focus on 5 particular different people. People that we've grown accustomed to within the last 10 issues of our fancy little internet podcast story. And I think I want to pick up with Tate Temple. Tate, can you set me up a little bit? Can you tell me maybe what the first few panels of Tate's individual section of this book look like? You know, the streets are full of people and celebrations, and he has a destination in mind.
Yes, he does.
When you're describing this, can you also give me a description of your character? I know that everyone here has kind of listened to these issues already and are roughly familiar with everyone's physical description, but I think it's a good way. It's a good way to kind of set everything up so that this is kind of more standalone.
For sure. So with this issue, you'll probably have a little bit of a time skip to near the afternoon where he's walking downtown on his way to City Hall, which is where he really wants to go. You'll see him walking down the street. This is the same street that he walked down before, but you'll notice that the colors are different. It's daytime, obviously, but whereas before when he was walking down the same street, he was hoping that crime would happen so he would have something to do to make himself feel good. Now you see happy people, and the colors are warm and bright, and they pop because he is in a good mood also, now that his dad's home, and he has a reason to remember good things again. In the middle of the street, because I'm assuming traffic is non-existent and or blocked for the purpose of this because of all the stalls on the side of the road, you'll see a male figure, maybe a little more than 5 foot, wearing a bluish-gray hoodie with a hood it's down right now. Jeans, probably, future jeans of some sort. The ones that you can change the rip on every day, I guess.
Yes.
And he has dark hair, olive skin, and his eyes are a fairly dark gray at the moment because he is just being a normal kid.
Right, gotcha. So, if memory serves, Tate is entering the situation and heading over towards City Hall, his final destination, but I believe he does have one condition marked. I have guilty, correct?
Yes.
So do we see hints of that in like how he's moving, or does he like think of anything regarding feeling guilty?
I think it's more in his attitude towards what he's walking past this time. Again, like it was just last night he was walking along this street hoping something bad would happen. And here he is walking along the same street in the opposite direction, seeing people who are happy and like looking forward to the celebration. And he feels guilty that he wanted something bad to happen so that he would have a chance to be a hero. Because looking at all these happy people, it's like, why would I want to ruin their lives just for my own gain?
Sure. So there's a little bit of introspection on his part as he's moving through all of this. And something I do want to mention is that Tate wants to go to City Hall.
Yes,
but there's this huge city-wide celebration. It's kind of a big deal. It's a big holiday in future times. So I would imagine that his sister, Sky, not to be confused with Sky Valor, Sky Temple, and at least one of his parents, if not both of them, are also attending.
Yeah.
Unless you think otherwise.
No, I think like we probably all left the house together and spent some time together, because especially with my dad just getting back home, that would be a big deal. But also, Sky has her own thing, right? She probably is helping out with different events. Maybe there's a school event going on, and she would definitely take off to deal with that. And Tate is still uncomfortable around his mom, considering how she's afraid of him. So, under the excuse of letting his mom and dad spend time together, he's probably like, hey, like, you two spend some time together. I'll just go wander around on my own and enjoy some of the concessions, etc.
That makes a lot of sense. And I think your family's in a good enough mood where your parents take you up on that offer.
Yeah. And I think it would be told in flashbacks. Like, you would see him walking down the street, like, in the afternoon. But then in the next panel, it would cut back to earlier, and you'd sort of see that situation happening. And then back to him walking further past and seeing other families, which again would cause him to remember different portions, right?
Right, and we might get a panel just showing his sister Sky doing her school activity. Maybe she's setting up a stand somewhere with, I don't know, Girl Scouts? I don't know.
Probably the student government is doing some sort of like, maybe there's a play that they are just helping, like, doing the management for.
Sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, we see a panel of her doing school-related stuff off to the side that really shows that everyone in Tate's life is off doing other things, and he has his own personal agenda here today.
To get to City Hall.
Yeah, and so, like, pulling out from all that, we would see just a couple of panels of him moving through these crowds and watching these people, but, you know, looking up, it's clear his destination is City Hall. And right now, City Hall is not like right behind that stage I described earlier where the mayor is going to give a speech. It's like across the street from that. And it's a big towering future building. Cool. Yeah. So having established where Tate Temple is in all of this, moseying his way through the crowds over to City Hall, I think we flip the page and we now focus on Sky Valor.
Nice.
Yes. So a little bit of setup for you, Danielle, before I ask you kind of how Sky doing and what does her like scenes and panels look like, is she's just as a reminder, she's here at the request of the mayor. She's making an appearance as the latest Valor. She obviously has her own reasons for going through and showing up, but ultimately she is here, and she's met with the mayor's secretary, whose name is Secretary Hodditz, a tall, voluptuous woman with wavy red hair. And this woman informs you that all you really have to do is like stand near the mayor, near the stage, and just show that you're around. And in the very unlikely events that there was need of heroism during this event, that it's expected that you would go do the heroics, because that's kind of what you do.
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
That's why they wanted me there.
Yeah. That said, around the stage, there's several seats set up behind a podium on the stage, and there's a whole bunch of official people in suits and stuff like that around there. And I think anyone who looks in this direction probably sees Sky probably stands out because she's with a whole bunch of politicians. The mayor has yet to make an appearance. He's going to come in very shortly. But in the midst of all this, can you give me a few panels of Sky in this situation? Tell me what's going on.
So I want, like, a panel of her. She was, like, in her room after all that chaos happened with her family. And she's feeling guilty. She's feeling hopeless. The first panel, I feel like she's just sitting, like, in the corner of her room or on her bed with her hands over her face, just, like, what do I do? I am, she's so unsure and everything. So I definitely want one of her, like, genuinely looking hopeless and guilty. Then maybe another one of her picking up her phone with a little bit of, like, hope on her face, seeing that she got a text from Lexi. And feeling a little bit more mundane, I would like a comic panel of her over at Lexi's, just being a teenager. And, Lexi's probably getting her to drink some and stuff.
Sure. So we might see the panel of her being over at Lexi's and quote unquote being a teenager.
Like kind of partying. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Like Lexi's in the middle of getting dressed up for the Remembrance Day ceremony, and she definitely has a handle of something floating around her room.
Mm-hmm. I think originally she wasn't going to go, but maybe I had talked her into it somehow.
I think that makes sense. She says it's for moral support, but you're pretty sure she's just going to go drink with some friends of hers, like, off to the side. She totally tells you that once you're done doing official hero stuff, that you need to fly on over and join them. That she gives you, like, this location of an alleyway that they're all going to set up in.
That doesn't sound sketchy.
No, not at all.
Teenager things. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that would be the next panel, because she would be, having fun, trying to feel a little bit less hopeless. And then, she's gonna get ready for the ceremony.
Yeah, so let me ask you, how much does Sky drink when she's pre-gaming with Lexi?
I don't know. Enough, but not too much. She's not like a mess, like a slurring, stumbling mess. She's still composed, but I feel like it's going to be noticeable.
So she's probably at, like, the peak of getting buzzed. Like, one or two more drinks will kick her over, but she's, like, right on top of that. And I also think that before leaving, maybe your friend Lexi, she picks up that you're feeling a little, unsure, not really yourself. So she hooks you up with her personal flask. And she tells you it's for emergencies, but also to top off.
You're such a good friend.
Yeah. So we get these flashback panels of some of the lead up to Madison, to Sky Valor, appearing next to the stage. And there's this huge crowd of people in front of her and a whole bunch of politicians near her. What does she look like just, like, standing there?
She's a little bit more relaxed in her posture than normal. So that's the first indication. Normally she'd probably be standing really straight and trying to be, very heroic looking. And now she's just kind of a little bit more casual with her stance. And so, yeah, her clothes are probably a little disheveled. Probably, like I said before, I think she'd be really giggly.
Sure, so she might, like, look around, and if someone makes eye contact with her, she just finds it really hilarious for some reason.
Every time, like, during the ceremony, if the mayor says something, she's just gonna, like, start trying to hold back her laughter.
Sure, just chuckling in the background. I could totally see it. So we catch a few glimpses of Sky looking like she's enjoying herself, quote unquote. I mean, I guess she is enjoying herself, but not necessarily in the right state of mind. Just as we get a few more establishing panels of this crowd, this massive crowd that's gathering at City Center, waiting for this unveiling ceremony and waiting for Mayor Carmichael to make an appearance and give this speech.
Yep. It's just enough to, like, notice that something's not right with her.
Right. Definitely something out of the ordinary with her posture and her giggly facial expressions. Once we pull away from city center, we might catch one panel with a small detail of Tate closing into City Hall. But our focus shifts now to the delinquents of our story, to Todd. And I think last we left Todd, he was in a girl's bathroom?
Yep. Cry hugging his sister.
Yes. So, Alex, what happened with Todd and Talia thereafter? Can you take me from that point and lead me into what they're doing, where they're going? And, of course, feel free to describe it in panels, because that's our shtick.
So, I think the next few panels are probably going to be a mix of Todd and Talia, like, arguing back and forth of what they're going to do, where they should go. Should they go to the meeting place, or should they just go to the Remembrance Day ceremony? And probably deciding to go straight to the ceremony, because if they're all waiting for them there at the meeting place, the two of them, and Talia not being a super, probably don't stand a chance against them. So maybe trying to intercept them before they start causing problems at the ceremony. And then just a few panels of them, like, rushing through the scenery, heading down to the Remembrance Day party.
Right. Todd and Talia probably catch the perfect a perfect bus to get down there, to get near city center.
Absolutely free. They get window seats, actually.
Yeah, it's great. The air conditioning's fine. You get a little package of peanuts, too, in case you're feeling hungry. It's perfect.
Yeah, there's, like, that rush of them running onto the bus, and then them just sitting there for a good, like, two panels. And just in that last one, just Todd goes, at least it's a nice day for it.
Talia, your sister, she just says, I love riding the bus so much. It really just calms my nerves all the time. And she takes, like, a deep Zen breath.
I should do this more. I don't know why I walk everywhere. As he lights up a cigarette.
She snatches that out of your hands. She says, no. You will not defile such a sacred place. Yeah, and that's probably the last panel of the bus ride. Yeah, so you go to the meeting place, which, if my memory does serve, and it probably doesn't, but if it does, I'm thinking it might be a future alleyway near City Hall?
I think it was a future alleyway.
Okay, great. So, yeah, you and Talia definitely, like, make your way through the crowds and get to this location, and there's no one familiar here. You have some people, like, loitering in front of the alley, but no, none of the people that you're actually looking for. What you do find, however, is drawn in lipstick is a face of a cat, and in a small print next to it, it has written City Hall and circled in a heart.
Oh, shit, we missed him. All right, let's go.
So you and Talia just book it?
He's going to look inside of the... just make sure the alleyway's clear first. That there's no one else in there, no one's hiding.
Oh, yeah, you stake out the place, and it's empty, like I said. There's only a couple of people standing, like, loitering out front, and they're nondescript, plain dudes. One guy's a dad. He has an annoying kid with him.
Gross. Yep, City Hall, then.
Yeah, so you and Talia begin booking it to City Hall, and you run through these streets, you run through these crowds of people, and I think as you're running between breaths, Talia would ask, we need to get a game plan. What are we going to do, Todd?
I'm going to try talking some sense into Robbie, see if we can get him away from them. And as for them, I'm going to try and take care of them. When we get there, you try and find some help.
She looks at you and, like, glancing over your shoulder, because you're leading the way, I guess. Even though she's probably about she's as fast as you. She's running side by side. You guys are running together. But yeah, if you glance over at her, you see her just, like, look at you in this way that she's only, like, she's looked at you this way before. And it just reminds you, or hammers in the point that, like, out of everyone Todd knows, this is the one person that actually seems to believe in him. And she's giving you that look this time. Like, you know, this seems to be the right thing. Like, you're moving in a good direction. It's a very endearing look, I guess, is the long and short of it. But
save those looks for when we beat them.
She nods, and you guys bolt through the crowds, and we pull back. Pull up into the sky, so we're getting a few more panels of just the crowd massing at City Center, and we can see Todd and Talia running towards City Hall from, like, the left side of City Center, and we see Tate maneuvering his way over to City Hall from the right side of City Center, and we see Sky Valor standing near the stage, surrounded by politicians, looking incredibly out of place. And then our focus shifts yet again, because there are 5 players in this game. And at this point, we shift to Matt. We shift to Recharge. Matt, we left off with you and Greg, if my memory serves, riding a bike. Can you tell me where you're at now? Like, what's going on? Where do you think Recharge's section of this particular issue starts?
We can start with a panel from the perspective of inside the new helmet that he just got, with like all the like digital readouts and stuff like that, with like one of those like radio speech bubbles saying, yep, if you just turn here, he's inside the City Hall building. And then it'll be a speech bubble of Pep saying, dude, can you tell which floor he's on? So
is it still Pep and Greg riding a bike on the way?
Yeah, and so you could see like outside, like looking out of the helmet, you see hands, handlebars, and just like people like rushing past, like him rushing through the crowd on the bike.
Right. So, question. Mm-hmm. He's wearing the fancy helmet he got?
Of course.
So is he dressed up as Recharge?
No, he's got the helmet on. You gotta wear a bike helmet.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Plus, costumes under the clothes. Always is.
That just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So, biking your way through, you asked, can it tell what floor he's on?
Yeah.
And the response seems like he's moving up. It says, I don't know, the 34th floor, and then it says 35th, and then it says 36th. Like, he's definitely escalating.
Or elevating. Damn.
Or elevating, yes. No, in the future, there's only escalators. They've done away with elevators.
How efficient.
It's a spiral escalator. It's really great.
I'm down for that. Next panel can then be them screeching up to City Hall, and panel after that is Pep running inside.
Is he doing the like Superman costume reveal as he does?
Yeah.
Great. So I think as he's running inside, that same panel where he's doing the costume reveal underneath his clothes, ripping his t-shirt, his tank top open. I'm sorry. He's ripping open his tank top.
What time of year is it?
Fall. It's October.
Oh, then yeah, he's probably got like a zip up hoodie. So he's probably like heading inside. You can see like the scowl on the mouth, and then him zipping down the hoodie to reveal the costume.
Right. And in the background by the bike, we see Greg standing there, who just like holds out a hand like in the air and says, I guess I'll play support from out here.
It's Pep holding up a thumb, just giving him a thumbs up, not turning
right
back.
And then immediately disappears into the building, maybe through... How does he get into the building?
Right through the front door.
Through the front door. There's tons of people out by the front.
Is there?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then he'd probably go around to like an alleyway or something like that.
Sure. I think if you like maybe do a sweep on your bike, there's definitely a side entrance.
From what's been said so far, I think that there's a future alleyway that has a door.
Sounds legitimate. Yeah, there's a future alleyway with a future door at the side of this building, and you definitely bolt to it, and maybe not to your surprise, it's not locked. And that's where Recharge disappears into.
Yeah, he probably doesn't think anything of it and just goes, oh, that's convenient.
Awesome. Cool. And then we get like one more panel of just like Greg standing around awkwardly by the bike. Like he pushes it with his foot a little bit. And
yeah. I assume he has like a tablet up, and he probably has some sort of like a Dragon Ball Z scouter looking thing that he's using to like read data off the tablet and whatnot.
Yeah, I think he has the future Google Glass contact lenses.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, he's our Oracle.
Yeah, pretty much. So he just definitely starts like browsing the internet with his hand and looking at something that no one else can see, and it's really depressing.
It's just sad.
Yeah. And then we pull back from a Recharge's intro, and we shift to someone who I believe actually entered the building at the end of their last session, which is why they're last, and it's not just because they're last on my Discord list.
Fucking did.
Seth, bringing us over to Seraph. Can you give me a little bit of setup? Can you, I think your setup should rewind maybe just a little bit so that you don't start right where we left you off, but do kind of like the brief recap of him like entering the building and what led him there. Kind of like, I don't know, I think comics tend to do when they go from issue to issue.
Yeah, I always like that beginning splash page that is just in prose explaining what happened with a couple of panels there with no speech bubbles. So I could see, him having a phone call in a car ride with his grandpa, him meeting up with his friend who he's totally not like a thing with, and clearly gesturing for them to stay back as he approaches the is this a governor's mansion? Is that what it was? Governor Hall? City Hall?
City Hall.
City Hall. As he approaches City Hall, it's, large form looming in front of him looking very small in front of it. And then, walking into the building right through that side door.
Is it the same side door that we saw Recharge going through?
I thought he said he went through the back door.
He went through a side door.
Well, then, yes.
Perfect. Great. Yeah, so we get that nice little recap page. And you might not actually have a lot to tell me, but tell me what you want about his starting position in all of this.
If I can throw a couple panels down.
Yeah, take it away. Do whatever you think is interesting.
I would love to just have him, opening up an emergency exit door into, one of those stairwells, which even the future has to have. Fire code is important. And then, making sure his hood is up, his sleeves are down, reaching out, grabbing a handrail, and just starting to throw himself straight up the stairwell to get to the top of the building.
That's so cool. It's so fucking cool. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Do you have anything else? I mean, that's awesome.
I feel like it's a nice place to leave him rocketing straight up a stairwell. Maybe even, a very small speech bubble of him muttering under his breath, "God damn it, Will."
Yeah. Awesome. And then with the last establishing section of today's issue, I think we pull out once more. We get a few more panels showing the festivities of Remembrance Day and the various people of Horizon City engaging and gathering for the ceremony, for the speech. And we might get a few close-ups of a few families we don't care about doing super cool family stuff, like buying cotton candy for their kids and going on exceptionally dangerous carnival rides. But we will swing back around to City Center, where the crowd begins hushing down as the mayor finally makes his appearance. And the mayor of Horizon City is an exceptionally muscular and broad-shouldered individual with long, slick black hair, a perfectly trimmed black goatee. He's one of these muscle-bound guys that you're not even sure if he has a neck anymore, and he's wearing like suit pants and a button down. The button down is just, it looks like it's going to be pulled apart if he flexes even a little bit. It's a big dude. And he comes walking out. And I think he stops to meet with his secretary and to approach Sky Valor because he hasn't actually talked to her today. So, Sky, we're going to see a panel or two of you watching the Mayor Carmichael, walk over, talk to his secretary, see you, and he gets this like smirk, and then he struts over to you as he's walking. How is she reacting?
She's like, play it cool. I don't want him to know that I've been drinking.
Oh, this is great. Sky Valor, the legacy, being afraid of getting caught being semi-drunk.
Well, I mean, and also, like, I was hopeless, so I did this, but I'm still guilty like very guilty now.
Yes, that reminds me, you can clear hopeless because you flung yourself into easy relief by getting drunk with your best friend. And that is a way to clear the hopeless condition.
So now I'm not hopeless, but now I feel extra guilty, I'm sure.
Well, you definitely feel basically guilty. The basic level of guilty. Maybe a little bit more if you want to play into it. But there's no extreme guilty on the condition chart.
No, I wouldn't want those negatives anyway. I just want it for story purposes.
Right. So Mayor Carmichael, he approaches you and he holds out this massive hand for a handshake. And he says, "Ooh, Sky, Valor, it's nice to finally meet you. I used to go to school with your dad." And he holds his hand out for a handshake.
In the panel, I just picture her like smiling, but like that like sweat that's like she, and then just like contemplating like I should shake his hand, right? So she waits a second and then she holds out her hand.
No, she doesn't take his, she just holds hers out.
Oh.
Yeah, he looks down at you holding her holding her hand out, and then he just nods and he grabs her hand, and it's a tough handshake. Sky Valor's strong, but so is this guy, and he doesn't seem to really hold back.
Gosh, that was so good. Unintentionally so good.
Yeah, it's great. And he looks at you, and he probably doesn't say anything for a second, which just causes Sky maybe to sweat a little bit more. Yep. And he says, "I'm a big fan of the Valors. I've been following your grandfather since I was a kid. Inspirations to the city. Ooh, yeah." And he shakes your hand furiously.
Yeah. That's me.
He nods and he says, "Well, keep up the good work. I have a speech I need to go do. But if everything goes well, maybe you'll be interested in getting the family together. It's been a long time since I've seen Laser, or LV, as I used to call him."
Sure. Sounds good.
Also, he takes a couple of sniffs and he like leans in just a little bit and he says, Do you smell that?
Smell what?
Yeah, it's unmistakable. It smells like remembrance. And he straightens out his tie, leaning back, and he turns and he walks onto the stage.
She like pants a little bit when he leaves. She's gotta like compose herself.
So the mayor goes onto the stage and he begins addressing the public. "Hello, Horizon City. The time has finally come for Mayor Michael Carmichael to say some words on this, the most remembered of days. Before that, I want you to look to your left. Now, look to your right. Ooh, now look back at me. We are here today as a community, as a city not of concrete and glass, but of flesh and blood. We stand with our neighbors. We stand with our family and friends. And yeah, we stand with Mayor Michael Carmichael to celebrate not only the Neo-Canadian Union, but also Horizon City. 100 years ago, all you see before you was rubble left in the wake of World War III. But the NCU fought for freedom, and we embraced that idea. We accepted people from all corners of the earth, from all corners of the universe, and from all dimensions and alternate realities. From this unity of ideas and customs, we were able to rebuild. Better, stronger, smarter, more future-y. And now, now the rest of the world looks to us for guidance, oh yeah. But Horizon City is more than its economy, it's more than science and culture. Horizon City is living proof of what it means to pull through hard times, to fight for what is right, and to rebuild into something better. Ooh, yeah. It is my esteemed pleasure to stand here with each and every one of you on this day of remembrance, knowing that Horizon City will never stop building into a brighter future. Ooh, yeah. The questions that I have for some of you, and for some of you I mean right now for Alex and Alan. I know how Recharge and Seraph get into the building. How are the two of you getting into the building, Todd and Tate? We'll start with Tate, because he's higher on the Discord list.
Oh, fuck you too.
Yeah, sorry.
Fair enough. City Hall is a public building, so I was just going to walk through the front door.
Yeah, there's a lot of people out front, and it honestly doesn't look like it's somewhere you're supposed to just like walk through at this point in time. Maybe it's even sectioned off.
If that's the case, then I will look around for an alternative entrance, maybe like a maintenance store or something like that. Like, I'm not trying to break in, because as far as I know, this is just a thing that I'm going to do, but I'm just going to wander around and see if I can find something.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you what, Alan. Tell me how he gets in.
I want to say that, like, as he's going around the building, like, maybe there is a maintenance door or a fire door or something like that, and somebody comes out pushing, like, the garbage, and he just he notices it, and when the person's not looking, he'll actually engage his power a little bit and just sprint through. And so in that panel, you'll actually see all the colors sort of fade a little bit because he's boosting to get in there.
Yeah, and maybe the janitor that's pushing trash out, like, sweats, like, wipes his brow because he just suddenly feels slightly fatigued.
Just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. No, that's super cool, because then, yeah, you can dash right in, and it's probably a door at the back of the building.
That seemed reasonable.
Makes sense. Yeah, I like the image of a panel of him, like, just bolting towards this door and slipping in all cool, like, and graceful, like, before it closes. Then I have to ask Alex how Todd gets in. Same question.
Oh, very easy. So he'll split off from Talia, tell her to go try and find a hero or something to try and help with this. And he'll start just walking through the crowd, pushing his way towards the front of it till he's within range, and then he's just gonna teleport inside.
Yeah, that's... I don't know why I mentally defaulted to you going through a door when you can just teleport through shit.
I don't have to
makes
use
sense.
any fucking doors, Chris.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you have a brief exchange with Talia, and she nods, and she tells you to, stay alert and to keep in touch with her. Yeah, she wants to hear from you to make sure everything's okay every little bit.
I'll tap my future Nokia flip phone.
Perfect. The future Nokia flip phones flip in multiple directions now. It's super weird and super kind of lame, but you definitely have one.
Of course, it's the cheapest one.
Yeah, so you teleport in. Are you teleporting? You said kind of like towards the front. You were in the crowd.
Yeah, so I'll walk in. I'll probably, like, even if Sky's up there with the mirror, might even recognize her. Like, oh, it's that girl, and just teleport in behind them through the closed door.
Perfect, and I think that totally happens. So we get an image of Todd in the crowd, and then whatever it looks like when he teleports. I suppose now's a good time to describe that as any. Like, is it a BAMF? Is there a noise? Does he go translucent and just walk there?
I imagine it's kind of like going into an alternate dimension for as long as he can hold his breath, where there's, like, no people, but, like, all the things in the world are the same.
Okay, so from the perspective of the material world, it is just like 1 minute he disappears, the next minute he appears somewhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. Neat. Last but not least, I need to swing back to Sky Valor to figure out how she's getting into the building. And the lead up for that is Sky Valor, you're listening to the mayor's speech. As described before, giggling at certain moments. He sure does have a funny way of talking.
Yep.
And just out of the corner of your eye, you notice like someone walking over to the mayor's secretary, and it's someone in a suit, security. He has one of those, I was going to say earbuds, but that doesn't make sense. If they did, you probably wouldn't see it. So he definitely someone who looks like security walks over to the mayor's secretary, whispers something to her, and then she moseys on over to you and like grabs your arm to just pull you aside a little bit.
Whoa. What's going on?
I need you to keep this quiet, but we have reason to believe that certain individuals have broken into City Hall. It's hard for me to believe the audacity of some people doing that when we're having a ceremony right out front, but this technically falls in line with the heroism that we hired you for. And I think, and I'm sure the mayor would agree, that Sky Valor apprehending people trying to break into City Hall is a lot more thematically appropriate to the ceremony than having our security do it.
So as soon as she started talking, I started nodding very like deeply, like the biggest nods you can give. Just slow though, like not like furious, but like slow nods just the whole time she's talking.
Mm-hmm. No, that's great. That's great. What an active listener you are.
Okay. Yeah.
And she like leans in a little bit closer. Now you realize that like her hair covers like the upper half of her face. You're not really sure how she sees, but you can't see her face that well. And she says, there is one rule that we have that I need to mention to you. Under no circumstances are you to go into the mayor's office. Do you understand?
Oh, I super understand.
Okay.
And meanwhile, when she said that, I was just paying attention to how she could see through her hair. I totally didn't hear what she said.
That's so legit. That's so funny. Yeah. And she lets go of your arm, not like she was restraining you or anything. You could have easily pulled away at any time, but she lets go of your arm and just like looks at you.
I kind of fall a little bit, like, not like really, but just a little like lean.
Sure, you can hear the sound of an arched eyebrow, but you can't see it. And she might be looking at you expectantly, like, go do the thing, but discreetly.
I stand up straight. All of a sudden, I look very composed, and I start walking over to the door.
The front door?
Sure, probably. Everybody's watching, right?
Everyone's watching the mayor right now. He's giving a riveting speech. Oh, yeah!
So it didn't really matter anyway, because if people weren't watching, then good. And if people were watching, then I'm Sky Valor and I'm walking through this building.
Yeah. And it's, I think out of all the characters who could use the front door, they just let you go in.
Except when I walk through the door, my shoulder hits the side of it. I bump into it. And I bump into it like twice. And then I walk through.
Right. You have super strength, right? So the door probably cracks a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah, like that chip falls off, and the two security guys by the door, like both just like glance over as you stumble inside, but they only really see the chip fall off the door.
Oh, and when I'm halfway in, I like realize, and I walk back out, and I like find a part of the door to knock on, and then I walk in.
And the two security guards out front stare the entire time awkwardly, and then when she goes back in the second time, they just look at each other and shrug.
Always knock.
Always knock. It's important. Great. Good. Oh man. Okay. Good. All the players have successfully entered the building, the MacGuffin building. This is good. Things are going according to plan. So
How many HP damage was that to that door?
millions. Well, there's no HP in this game, so I'm thinking I'm going to give the door a condition, and I'm going to make the door insecure.
You're right.
That is the best condition for a door.
Oh,
Nice.
man. Okay, cool. Now that Sky Valor has entered the building, I think we need to shift over to Recharge. Recharge, you walk in and the building is quiet. Like, there's not people here. There doesn't seem to be anyone in here. So when you walk, there's a little bit of an echo. And I think because of that, one of the most obvious things upon you entering is you hear it coming from maybe like around a couple of corners. Just kind of like the sounds of someone running upstairs, but they're heavier and more, there's more of a rhythm to it. And it doesn't sound like they're running upstairs, because that would be much faster. It's like boom, boom, boom.
Okay. I'll ask Greg over the headset. I'll say, do you know what floor he stopped on?
At first, he throws you a cat meme, and then he follows with the number 42.
That's a lot of stairs. Yeah, I guess I'll start taking off up the stairs as well.
Then I think as you round a couple of corners, you reach the stairwell, and you still hear the thudding from above. And if you look straight up, which I feel like I can imagine you doing.
Yeah.
Seth, can you tell me what he sees if he looks straight up?
Yeah, looking straight up, you'll probably see what looks like a pile of clothing just throwing itself up the stairwell through the middle there. Just baggy pants, baggy shirt, barely even looks like a person.
I'm going to, I guess, like, look up and say, what the hell? Can I get a recording on my helmet?
Of the image?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see why not. That seems like a simple
I'm going to
thing.
send it to Greg, and say, Greg, are you seeing this?
He sends you the X-Files theme.
Great. Then yeah, I'm going to take off. I'm going to start running up the stairs.
Sure. Yeah, you start bolting up the stairs after it. Seraph, you're launching yourself up the stairs. And if Recharge is bolting up the stairs, I feel like you could probably hear someone rapidly running up.
If I become aware of this, I'll probably stop on a landing and wait for him to catch up.
Cool. You guys tell me what happens next. How does this play out?
Yeah, odds are when I catch up to him, I just keep running right by him. I have 42 floors to climb.
Okay, then Matt, tell me what Seth's character sees blitzing by him.
Almost as a blur. Not quite super speed, but definitely faster than somebody else can run, or a normal person can run. You see a maybe slightly below average height person come running by in a helmet that takes up half of his face. You know, the Judge Dredd helmet. He's got like the mouth exposed.
Love it.
And there's probably like a couple landings down a hoodie, another landing down a pair of jeans. He's got on like thick black boots that are glowing in neon colors, tight, form-fitting spandex suit with a neon bars of like neon lighting running up the side, and then giant plus sign on his chest that's also lit up, glowing neon colors. And he just blows by you, and he's just like, "Oh, excuse me."
Hey!
He'll probably like get up to the next landing fairly quick and turn around and say,
"Oh, sorry, I'm in a hurry."
You're not with Python and all them, are you?
I don't think so.
He's like running in place.
There's some kids in trouble up there.
Yeah, I know. My friend is one of them. I'll see you up there. Hurry up.
Okay, then he'll start running again.
And in response, Seraph will redouble his efforts to hoof it up those stairs.
I imagine it's like alternating panels of like a blur of neon colors, like running up the stairs, and then him hoofing it up, and then Seth's character hoofing it up the stairs. And
Yeah.
I like the visual of like his blur going around the stairs, and then just this black streak rocketing up through their middle past him.
Oh, that's
100%.
Yeah, that's great.
And as you guys are moving, Seraph, you also have the Google Glass contacts. You get a message from William, who you know that Python has his phone now. And it's a picture message of William tied to a chair in like a food court, and it just says 39th floor food court. See you there. There's tons of S's. So many S's.
Cool. Well, since I believe I beat the blue blur to the 39th floor's landing, I'll probably stop there and just hold out a hand towards the door.
Huh? Is this 42 already?
39. Just got a text. It says they're in the food court.
What? Huh?
Yeah, I just got a text from the bad guys. They said they're in the food court on the 39th floor.
You're texting them?
Yeah.
What's the phone number?
Oh, well, it's not their phone number. It's my friend William's phone number, but
What's the
sure.
phone number?
I blink it over to him.
Blink Blanc. You now have the information.
Sure. I'm going to forward that immediately to Greg with a message that just says, crack this.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He gives you a thumb up emoji. And shortly after this exchange happens, Seth, you get an invite to a live feed from William's phone.
Sounds terrible, but I'll do it.
Yeah, sure. You open it up. It's a live feed of this asshole python swallowing this kid's phone. You get to watch it go down this dude's throat.
Oh, close feed.
What does that look like from Seraph? Like, what does Recharge see?
Oh, he just sees hoodie kids zone out for a moment and then just oh god, close feed. Oh no one needs to see that.
As Seraph is flailing around and getting grossed out, Recharge, you do get a response from Greg. He does turn this around really quickly, and he gives you the information of who the phone belongs to and verifies that it's on this floor. He says it belongs to some kid named William Wendell. I believe he's a freshman at you guys' high school.
Okay. Then I'll message back, Robbie's still on 42.
He responds, seems that way.
Okay. I'm going to turn to the... Seth, what does your character look like?
Like I said, this guy wears really baggy clothes.
Right.
So think whatever the future version of trip pants are, and
Like
the most awkwardly...
Jenko jeans?
Oh, yeah, but not jeans. Awkwardly oversized and baggy hoodie, hood all the way up, and just a mop of brown hair spilling out from around the edges.
Covering his face.
As much of it as he can.
And I'm just going to say...
All right. Your friend's in there?
Uh-huh.
Let's save him, then we gotta get to 42. There's another kid up there.
Oh, you got a deal.
I'll reach out a hand.
I will shake that hand, and you will see golden fingers extending from fingerless gloves.
Right. Okay. Let's do this.
Awesome. I think of that section ending with maybe a close-up of the handshake and then a pullback of it taking a moment for Recharge to register it and then going, awesome, okay.
There's a smirk under the helmet and just all right.
Cool. No, that's great. I'm glad you guys are getting along. That's perfect.
Oh, Seth and I in a buddy cop? Never. That would never happen.
Buddy cops.
Great. So now I'm going to pause you guys and switch over to the other team. So as we turn the page away from the adventures of Recharge and Seraph, we have Tate's temple entering in through a maintenance door in the back. We have Todd teleporting his way through the front of the building, and then we have Sky Valor stumble bumping her way through the front door. I was gonna get some ideas, but then I'm like, what if I just ask you guys to tell me how you all meet up? You're all on the first floor. So if any of you have any ideas of how this plays out, of how you all just kind of run into each other, that's cool. If you don't, I'll lead into it.
I'm imagining Todd had just teleported in, and maybe the 20 seconds after that, it's when Sky comes bumblefucking her way, breaking the door.
Yes. So we see Todd teleport in, and he's in a hallway that leads down to the front room where the front door leads into. It's from the sounds of it, he sees the whole her walking in thing.
I assume it's a moment of, it's the panel of him going in, looking around to see, get his bearings, and then you just hear this crack in the panel, that onomatopoeia crack, and he turns around to see Sky breaking the fucking door.
Oops.
Right. And then he sees her walk back out, and then he hears a knocking noise, and then she walks back in.
Just whispers to him, is she drunk or something?
Is Todd trying to like hide his presence, or is he just like watching?
I think he gets caught up in the moment. He's like, what the fuck's going on?
So then there's definitely this point where the second time Sky Valor enters the building, when she's glancing around, the two of you just make eye contact.
Yep, just a panel of her just tipsily closing the door and Todd just looking at her quizzically like, huh?
And she's just, like, staring back at him blankly, kind of.
So we get a panel of Todd looking at her, like a close-up of his face. Then we get a panel of a close-up of her face. And then we get a panel of just, like, pulled back. We see the distance between the two of you. What happens next? Do you guys, like, say anything to each other?
I wouldn't initiate, I don't think.
Yeah, Todd just goes, you're a hero, come with me.
I delay for a second, and I go, okay. I knew I was here to do something heroic.
And Todd's just gonna take off down the hall, I guess.
Okay.
Can she fly down the hall, but, like, wavy?
So I love the idea that Sky Valor was not paying attention to what she should be doing and only picked up that she needs to get into City Hall. So Todd's not even suspicious. That said, talking about suspicious, and because I don't think I asked you guys, Todd, what are you currently like dressed in?
Oh, he's definitely still in his like normal shabby clothes, torn jeans, but not like the future torn jeans where you get to choose them. They're just jeans that he's worn so much they've ripped. Probably a baggier shirt, probably all black. He's not wearing any jacket or anything.
Okay, yeah, cool. And Sky Valor's obviously wearing her cool costume.
Jumpsuit, yeah.
Yeah, hella, jumpsuits are great. So you guys begin booking it down this hallway with Todd leading, running, and Sky Valor kind of casually flying behind him because she can definitely
stumble flying.
She's pinballing off of walls once in a while. She at some point did a few more shots from that flask Lexi gave her, and she's just getting more and more drunk as the night goes.
As soon as she walked through that door, she was like, I'm too sober for this. I don't remember what I was supposed to do.
So we see Sky kind of pinball fly down the hall, and then there's a very brief flashback to her just like quickly taking a couple of swigs from the flask as soon as she walked in. Todd, do you have a destination in mind? Where are you trying to go?
I'm looking to see if there were any like marks left by Tabitha to show me a direction.
So I think at that point, as the two of you are quickly moseying down hallways, we cut over to Tate Temple, who has just walked in through the back maintenance door of City Hall. Tate, how are you approaching this entire situation? Where is your destination?
So really the only thing that he has to go by is the view out the window. After he comes in, like, you'll notice everything was like very pale, and then as his power fades, everything comes back into focus, but still a little bit gray. And then he starts walking down the hallway, looking out the window to like gauge where it was based on the vision that he had. And then he'll take the stairs to go up to the next floor until he sort of is roughly where he thinks he's supposed to be. He's just wandering. He's in no rush because as far as he knows, this isn't urgent. This was just an interesting invitation. So it's very possible I'll meet them like in the hallway or on a different floor because I am literally just wandering.
Sure. Alan, I'm going to see if I can make you roll some dice for once.
Oh, boy.
But yeah, we'll just see how you roll and take it from there. I'm going to ask you to make an assess the situation roll because you're kind of trying to piece together stuff from your vision and what's actually going on currently. What I need is 2d6 plus your superior score.
Oh, boy, my lowest roll.
Nice.
So that's 7 total.
You got a partial success, so you get to ask one of those questions. In addition to that, I can also kind of just answer, give you where you need to go.
That would be, yeah, like if I could figure out what floor I need to go to at the very least, that would be ideal.
Yeah, and I think thinking about it and just piecing things together, you get the impression that your final destination, by all accounts, seems to be the mayor's office. It seems to be up on the 42nd floor, I guess the highest floor in this building, and it's a front-facing kind of centralized office. That would be your guess.
All right. Is there an elevator or an escalator, or do I have to take the stairs?
I believe there is a spiral escalator.
All right.
But you can also take the stairs.
I will definitely not take the stairs.
That's fine. It's a future spiral escalator, so it moves relatively quickly, but it's super probably safe.
Okay.
So yeah, you can make your way over to that. And as you're making your way over to that, I think that the spiral escalator is like just across the hall from the actual stairwell. Just makes sense. And you see that there's an image of it looks like a picture of a cat, like a face of a cat drawn in red lipstick on the wall next to the spiral staircase. And encircled in a heart next to it is 35 floor, 35th floor.
That seems out of place for sure. So I'm going to stop by the 35th floor just to see what's there.
Yeah, and I think as Tate should just like examine this and they see like, oh wow, that probably shouldn't be here. That's not part of the architecture. Is when you start hearing footsteps coming from down the hall and around a corner, and you also hear it sounds like someone maybe colliding with a wall a couple of times.
Yeah, not my problem. I will sort of look around and then adjust my hoodie and then hop on the escalators and then just look and see who's coming from above.
Perfect. So then how I'm gonna set this up is Todd and Sky, as you round the corner, you definitely see someone hop onto this future spiral escalator and begin launching upwards.
Hey, are you with the Manimals?
The what?
He's gonna grab onto Sky's, shoulder, and he's gonna teleport and catch up with him.
Tate, you definitely hear that coming from down the hall, but you're already strapped into the future escalator. You're already moving. You can respond, but it has to be something short.
I mean, I'll look around and just be like, the what?
Yeah, if you glance forward a little bit or look down the hall, you'll see Alex's character as he described, some young kid in ripped jeans, followed by the Sky Valor.
Definitely recognize her.
Yeah, she's kind of a public figure to some extent. They round the corner, but you're already launching up. Todd, if you would like to catch up, please make me an Unleash Your Powers check. 2d6 plus freak.
Let's get my freak on. Ooh, that's an 11 on the die.
Yeah, that's a full success. Yeah, so how does it look? You definitely catch up. Take me from point A to point B.
Oh, it's just that moment of just grabbing onto her shoulder, popping to that other world, Sky not even knowing what the heck is going on, and a mad dash to just pop up right next to him.
So, for Danielle's sake, can you describe to me this other realm that you teleport through? Because she just got ripped between realms. And she's kind of drunk. So
I imagine it's a total inverse of our world. So it's everything's dark, dank, and terrible. Honestly,
I thought you said it was the opposite of our world.
Not IRL world. This world still has hope.
Yeah. Okay. So.
My God, I think I'm drunk.
Is that what Sky says? Is she's being kind of led along by this mysterious stranger through
the void?
The void?
For sure.
Okay. Then I imagine her head's probably starting to spin a little bit at this point.
He just says, Don't let go. I don't know what happens if you stay here.
What? And then I hold on tighter.
Well, can Todd even talk if he has to hold his breath to teleport?
It shortens his time, but he says it real quick.
Okay. Kind of in an exhale. Yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah. In short order, you can catch up with the mysterious escalating stranger on the spiral escalator if you want to just port right next to him on the escalator.
Oh, definitely. And he's going to look him up and down, look at his shirt, and be like, damn, you're not one of them, because he doesn't see any animal marks on him.
Yeah, so Tate, the two people you caught a glimpse of, they, for all intents and purposes, have teleported right next to you on the spiral escalator.
I mean, that's surprising. Tate will just be like, what just happened?
I teleported. I'm looking for my friend. You see any marks with a cat on it around here?
Yeah, actually. I saw there was a cat with a heart around it saying 35. It seemed out of place, so I was going to stop by there on my way to where I was going.
Perfect. That's where I'm going to floor 35 now. She's got my friend.
Is that what I was called here to to
Do
do?
you want to go together? Is it a dangerous situation? Do you need help?
Yeah, they're all supers, and they're planning on causing trouble at the festival outside.
You'll see, at least like in the comic book panel, like Tate's eye will flash with a little bit of gold, and he's like, well, let's go.
Todd is going to catch his breath a little bit, and he'll say, hold on. And he's going to try and speed this up a little bit.
The three of you kind of form a weird alliance.
It is absolutely a weird alliance. This is great.
But yeah, you can definitely make it to the 35th floor with little problem. You're let out basically on in the middle of a hallway, and to the right are some, I guess, offices. Some of the doors are closed, some of them are open, and down to the left it seems to open up into kind of more of a large central hall for this floor. As you reach this floor, or slightly beforehand, Todd, you get a message from Talia, your sister, asking how things are going, and she lets you know that she saw Sky Valor enter the building.
Just a quick text. She's with me and some other guy. We're gonna kick their ass.
You get a "be careful, I'm serious" from her back.
I would like to try something.
Yeah.
It's not officially in my power set, but based on what fake John Constantine told me,
Yep.
I'm a conduit, right, for different life energy. Can I just sort of try to feel if there's any more life energy on this floor? Maybe see where whatever this is?
I think this, I almost wanted to use the Cessa situation again, but I think I'm going to go with Unleash Your Powers, because you're trying to do something funky with your powers to get a concrete answer. So, yeah, make me 2d6 plus freak.
Okay. That is a 7.
That's a partial success, so you can get the thing you want, but you have to mark a condition as well, or I can tell you, or it doesn't work out quite exactly the way you wanted it to.
I'm actually okay with it not quite working out, because it's the first time that I tried to do this, and it was based on the words of a guy who was probably drunk.
In that case, you do get the sensation of life energy coming from around you. And one of the biggest sources of vitality is one of the two people standing with you. It's coming from Sky Valor. But there's something off about her life energy. You have no idea, and you can't place why. You do also feel that there are other sources of life energy on this floor, other things that you're like, these are probably people to some sort, but you can't place how many, you can't place how strong. What you do get is you get a tinkling sensation on your skin. And not noticeable to you, but definitely noticeable to your two allies, is that your eyes go black. So, Sky Valor and Todd, you notice that the strange person you met on the escalator, his eyes go black, and he kind of looks around a little bit. Todd, you're in the middle of responding to your sister. And Sky, do you have a phone, or do you use something more futuristic? I think it was a phone.
Yeah, one of those, like, super futury smartphones, though. It's probably clear.
Yeah, so your phone starts going off, vibrating, or maybe not vibrating. Maybe you have the sound on. Maybe it plays some really interesting ringing music.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. Yeah.
Not for text, but for calls.
Yeah. So your phone starts ringing.
I stumble with it.
Sure.
And I click it.
Yeah. You answer the call.
Yes. I don't say anything, though.
Maddie, are you there?
Who's asking?
It's your grandfather, Valor.
Oh. Oh, right.
Watching the TVs.
Nice. What's on?
Well, I'm watching the ceremony, and I noticed that you must have stepped away, so I figured I'd give you a call and see how things are going.
Oh, yeah, man. Things are great.
Okay, pause that telephone conversation. Tate and Todd, Sky Valor drunk, I don't want to say drunkenly answers her phone, but she's definitely off. I think you can both pick up on that now, and she's just casually talking to someone.
Is she?
Why? Hang up, we're busy.
I'm on a call.
I am like dumbfounded. I don't actually know what's really going on, just that this guy seems in a rush and needs help. But the girl that he showed up with just took a call. with her grandpa, and I'm just like, I don't know how to respond. What is this?
So there's definitely a panel of you guys, of like at least Tate looking dumbfounded.
Yeah, and then I look at Alex or
Todd. He's just looking incredulous at her, like, why the fuck are you doing this? I told you this is important. I said people had my friend.
Oh, like now? Like right now?
The three of you hear a woman scream from the other side of the building.
Hey, Grandpa, I gotta go. I'll call you back.
Was that a scream?
I gotta do some hero stuff. I'll be
Go
back.
get him, girl.
Thanks, Grandpa. Love you.
Love you too. I'm so proud.
Jesus fucking Christ.
all right, let's go quickly in that way.
Okay, good, great. You guys. Oh my god. And
Making her drink with Lexi was one of the best choices of my
this
life.
is perfect. The three of you go running off down the hall to find the source of the scream and your section, this particular section, comes to a conclusion much differently than the one with Recharge and Seraph. So I think at this point we can switch back to the other team, but I'm going to, if everyone wants to take like 10 minutes to stretch or get something to drink, 10 or 15 minutes, or a little bit. I know I want to refill on water.
I could use a water.
Yeah. Take 5-ish, 5 to 10, everyone.
Yo, I love take fives.
Great.
Best
myself
candy
a
bar.
pickle.
Take Five's best candy bar.
Yeah.
Fight me.
I'm a
Piccolo
Caesar.
clock.
Take 5s are great.
Take-
Is everyone good just leaving everything recording, Craig, and their personal audios going? Okay.
I do want to
then.
say one thing. They did this thing where they mixed Take 5 and a Reese's. Unnecessary. Unnecessary. Wasn't that
Fucking.
good.
What was Take 5 in the first place? It's just a long Reese's.
No, it had like peanut butter, or it had like pretzels and shit in it.
Yeah.
Okay, it was a long pretzel-y Reese's.
It never had.
No,
it
they were
didn't have
nuggets.
it didn't have peanut butter.
You're a nugget.
Seth,
Aw.
you're drunk. Go home.
I am home.
Oh. Well, then
Go further home.
Oh.
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 Seth, you're drunk. Get over here.
Back to Zoltar. I provide certain services.
Just went back to Zoltar.
I may have.
I caught that one late.
Okay, I'm getting my pickle.
I bet you are.
Yeah, boy.
hello, everyone. This is Mr. Critically Accursed popping in at the end of the issue real quick to give you a very solid thank you for listening to issue number 11, Remembrance Day. I feel like this particular issue is like the culmination of everything we've been building up. Like issues 1 through 10 were just the beginning. And now that we get to see all these characters interact and honestly, we get to share our table dynamic with you guys. This was an incredible issue, not only for me to run, but for me to edit. I had a lot of fun revisiting it. And Drunk Valor is still maybe one of my favorite parts of this entire story so far. So I hope you enjoyed everything that we are sharing with you. And we have plenty more issues where this is coming from. Volume number 1 of our Horizon storyline is not far from being concluded, but there's still quite a bit of content we're going to throw your way. So if you enjoyed, let us know. By all means, reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. Otherwise, stick around. Issue number 12 is coming your way, hopefully in no time at all. So happy to have you along for the ride. Please keep listening, and I will see you next time. Adios.
You're a superhero.